Issue 81. We start out with a bunch of valuable comic space being wasted on Amy recapping her transformation, and then we see the Freedom Fighters walking around the hidden city of the Ancients, which is an underground city with an artificial environment. I love how much of a fresh take this is on Station Square, because it needs to be as original as possible to keep my interest when it's the same basic plot that I've seen already in the game. Frustratingly, the authorities immediately tell the Freedom Fighters to put their hands in the air, distrusting them because they're not humans. Fortunately, one of the policemen recognized Nate as his old pal, since Nate had visited this place during his globetrotting days, and tells the officers to be at ease. It's a really good thing that they brought Nate along. I was really annoyed at the cop calling the Freedom Fighters pets, when they're clearly standing upright and are clearly people in every sense of the word. The police officer is surprised that Sally can speak. Really, they're standing upright, emoting like people, and you're surprised that they can talk? I giggled a little at her replying to that with "ever since I was 8 months old," like she got derailed so easily. After Sally says she's come to warn him of a potential threat to the city, the police officer says that the mayor will have to be notified of this, but since it's still late and they've traveled so far, he'd prefer for them to spend the evening resting up. Huh, he's showing consideration for them. That's good. Okay, so the hotel is called Station Square Hotel, but the city isn't called Station Square? Well, whatever. So Sonic orders some chili dogs to the hotel and says happily that he could really get used to this place. The next morning, the mayor tells them that he thinks Robotnik isn't even coming, severely underestimating him out of naivety, and advises them to all relax and take a tour of the city. This is so nice of him. He explains that their city, Station Square, so I guess they changed the name from Hidden City of the Ancients. Their city is built on bedrock with a man-made body of water surrounding it within a mountain. Their ancestors made a sky canopy that imitates night and day, the seasons, and the weather. They must have had a lot of Chaos Emeralds on their hands then. I hate how after they say they want to continue with the tour, the mayor looks so menacing afterwards. Well, never mind then. He is a politician after all. Sonic and Tails go off on their own, but Amy does too, thinking that she's old enough that she doesn't need a babysitter. Why are her friends treating her like she's old enough for that when she clearly isn't? She just looks it. Of course, Amy gets excited by a shopping mall, and as I wonder if she has any money that they'd accept, we cut to Tails in the biplane, who just remembered that the sky is fake, meaning that if he goes too far, he'll hit the inside of the mountain. I was expecting him to actually do that because, you know, he crashed the plane and landed on Emerald Coast in SA1, but he didn't. We see some humans watching him from below, looking really impressed and smiling, rather than reacting with confusion to him being a box. I guess it might really be true, the humans in the city don't hate Mobians. Well, they don't have centuries of war with them. Then Sonic goes to find some adventure, but ends up serenading a bunch of human girls with his guitar, which is pretty weird since they're, you know, humans? You'd think none of them would be having this reaction. And where'd he find that guitar anyways? Meanwhile, the mayor says to Sally that he doesn't recognize the term overlanders and his people are simply humans. And Sally asks him why their civilization hasn't yet made contact with the rest of the world. The mayor explains the obvious, that the city's become self-sufficient after so long with no reason to establish outside relations, but he's nice enough to shake her hand anyways, saying that he had no reason to establish outside relations until now. It's kind of heartwarming. Then the next story, we see Eggman giving pieces of the Master Emerald to Chaos Zero. Wait, I thought Knuckles was going to be able to stop him from doing that, going emerald hunting and stuff? Well, him upgrading from Master Emerald pieces instead is certainly interesting. Eggman, frustrated at not getting perfect chaos right away, learns that a mineral sample doesn't match readings of other fragments in the system's database, and he thinks that it was a piece of the cavern itself mixed in with the emerald pieces. After Eggman assigns the East Area's robot to look for a frog, Knuckles goes to look in some excavated ruins, which remind him of the ones from Angel Island, making him wonder if echidnas used to live here. Knuckles then conveniently finds some emerald pieces, senses that he's being watched, and then we cut to the Chaotix and Julie Sue being abducted in a ship by the Cat Country people. That is a good point. Unless they don't speak their language, they should have explained to the Chaotix why they're so hostile to them. For some reason, Julie's surprised that one of the cat people can speak, and Mighty tells him off, calling him hired help for some reason, which really feels like an out-of-character moment for him, even if he is in a stressful situation. And then the Queen of the Cat People suspects the Chaotix of being invaders for some reason, and decides to make an example of them. I don't like these guys. Then we see Amy's first cutscene as SA1, only the bird has to avoid a laser from Zero instead. Amy, for some reason, thinks the line where she asked the bird if he got captured earlier when she's supposed to be talking to the bird. And Amy smashes a robot, so I guess it wasn't Zero after all, by magically summoning a hammer for the first ever time. I guess she felt powerless and wished that she'd have a hammer, and the Ring of Acorns had given that summoning power to her earlier. Maybe it realized that she wanted to be stronger and more capable, so it gave her that magical power. Still not enough to make me feel like she counts as having a special power though. So after she defeats the robot, another robot shows up. But rather than letting her have a badass moment, she gets kidnapped immediately by two robots at once, and without ever seeing Sonic and going to Twinkle Park. The first story was written by Carl Bowlers and had the Freedom Fighters surprisingly being pleasantly welcomed into the human city, without much if any discrimination for not being humans themselves. Aside from the mayor looking irritated at Sonic, Tails, and Amy, there was some harmless downtime as they got to enjoy the city, although Sonic serenading a bunch of human groupies was pretty weird. The second story, by Ken Penders, had Eggman succeed in giving Chaos Zero the Master Emerald shards right away, rather than Knuckles getting a chance to stop him, and Knuckles simply wondering if the ruins that I think Chaos Zero was found in belonged to the Echidnas. Certainly a more interesting turn of events. And then the Chaotix and Julie Stewart are captured by a hostile race of Catmobians, and I hope that they get the punishment that's coming to them for it. And the final story, by Carl Bowlers, was a pretty creative take on Amy's first cutscene in SA1, where Birdie almost gets hit by a laser. Amy summons her hammer and attacks the robot for the first time, and then gets captured by two robots at once immediately afterwards, not even getting to visit Twinkle Park. At least it was two, so they're implying that she's too tough to be kidnapped by just one.